Hey guys, welcome back to Unqualified Professional, and today we're taking a look at one of the suits that was just introduced into Marvel, but the cinematic universe. So let's get into it. This suit right here is pretty well known. It's the Spider-Man Homecoming, or the new Tom Holland version of Spider-Man spider suit. This spider suit was invented by Tony Stark, as per in the movie, as when he went to go recruit Tom Holland's Spider-Man, or Peter Parker, for Captain America Civil War. During that movie, Spider-Man fought alongside Iron Man and various others that were on Iron Man's side against Captain America's side, an opposing force. This is not to be confused with the Civil War comic book storyline, which hosted a plethora of Marvel characters fighting each other and ultimately ended with Captain America turning himself in. Now, an interesting fact about the Marvel Universe is that it actually has its own unique Earth within the Marvel multiverse. That Earth is Earth 199999. Why they gave it this number, I don't really have an answer, and I don't think most people do. But still, at least it is within continuity of the comics. Now, with this suit came a lot of upgrades to the traditional spider suit, with keeping the normal red and blue color scheme and adding some further black accents along besides the webbing. The blue seems to be a little bit more vibrant than normal. You know, standard blue that would be on the other spider suits, and the actual webbing lines along the suit seem to be thinner and less defined, and they're not as black, maybe more towards the gray end of the spectrum. And we do get to see throughout the suit itself many black lines which accent the suit and really make things pop more. Now on the side you can see where potentially cartridges for webbing could be held, and very prominently you can see the web shooters which curl around his wrists. Again, these web shooters were made by Tony Stark to help Spider-Man, or Tom Holland's Peter Parker, throughout his journey of being Spider-Man, but Tony primarily wanted him to stick low to the streets and not in any big cases, which in Homecoming, Peter did not do very well at all, with Iron Man getting very mad at him and ultimately Peter defeating the villain and Tony being proud of him, and he then gets to keep the suit and Peter gets to go on with it and just kind of, for now, is rather happy. And we're not going to go into Infinity War because that's a whole nother story. I do want to mention the spiders before we go any further. The spider on the chest does look a little bit more comic-like or accurate back in the old days whenever Spider-Man first came out, back in Amazing Fantasy era. And so does the spider on the back. Now, one thing that did come from Tom Holland's Spider-Man, or the cinematic Spider-Man, that is very popular today is the movement of the eyes. They made it into a lens that can move with help from optics in the mask that kind of shrink, and this also featured an onboard suit AI that was later translated off into the comics whenever Spider-Man did All New, All Different. Now this was the first time we'd ever seen a classic Spider-Man suit with an AI in it, as Spider-Man had always just done things himself. And really, honestly, that's all that really is to cover on this suit at this moment in time, because as of right now it hasn't been redesigned, nothing has really been touched upon it from the movies. And with that being said, just remember, you don't need to be qualified to be a professional. And I'll see you in the next video.